complexity and demand for the job of a president.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like.
I was always saying, I have mentioned it clearly that the next president of Nigeria must be one that has passion and value for his people. If we check all over the world, check leaders who have transformed their nations, these are the two values they possess. We must be able to look at this, and I have done that privately. I'm the only one sitting here who privately can speak to what I've done in Nigeria as to one person who has not been in. So that is what we are doing. Okay? A matter of experience. I've been, at my age, I've been so progressive when it comes to building business all over the world. Like I said, we are enlightened people. It's important that we begin to research to know the candidate that is applying for this job, not through sentiment, but knowing what they possess and what they've done. I've not started to tell you what I will do. I'm telling you what I have done, and these are criteria to be used to judge how a leader will perform. I have also been a social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneur, my game is towards the welfare of the people. I have served the people as a social entrepreneur. We are talking about the challenge of sustainable development. I have served as the West Africa Secretary to West Africa Renewable Energy Board.
I'm going to have to interrupt you just to quickly add one additional question. It's closely related. I'm trying to see if I can find it here, but essentially the person is raising questions about how true it is that you have been given scholarships for the past 15 years if you're 39 years old. The person wants to know, are you saying that you started at the age of 24?
It's there. You can go check. It's all there. I am the founder of one of the biggest NGOs that are called the New Foundation. I'm also the president of Global Wealth University. I'm the president of Pan American College in California. I own various educational platforms. And because, I must say, of my background, I lost my father at age 12, and it was very difficult for me to go to school. Ever since then, I have run a passion to ensuring that Nigerians and Africa have a university in Togo that gives Togolese scholarship. A country I can never become a president. It demonstrates passion. You can go tell me. Our school that has scholarships all over Nigeria have more than 120,000 students now, all on scholarship, and we've been doing this for many years. So it might look impossible, but it's possible for me because it's a thing of passion. And I know there are so many Nigerians out there. Who is also pursuing their passion to service the Nigerian system. I represent one of those.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be posing the question to the vice presidential candidate of the NNPP. I understand that he has to leave us shortly because he has to travel due to issue generators. But just before you go, is it possible for you to quickly take this question from? Can we have some quiet in the house, please? Thank you. From Amadu Nathan Chukwuwike, who is asking, considering the situation in Nigeria with respect to corruption and mismanagement of our resources, how do you plan to handle these and the cabal that are holding government officials to ransom and depriving the country of necessary growth?
Okay, this is life, right? I can copy it later. Okay, so
we need a leadership.
Let me cut it and send it to you.
That is courageous,
You don't have to capture it.
strong political will, leadership that is determined, that has the passion, is passionate about Nigeria and the Nigerian citizens. We need a leadership void of confusion, void of compromise, a leadership that will be centered on the people. Now, Corruption
As you want to do part
is
of
a
the
thing of the mind.
and now they want that
When you have full education on who you are, what you must be doing for your own country, and void of greed, you are selfless. You have prioritized
your personal page
Nigeria for development. Cut leakages, void capital takes, where monies are siphoned abroad, increased productivity and production that have been impaired, leading to waste of time, resources, and energy. Nigeria is a beautiful place where when all of us love it as it were, sit down and take our leadership or our leaders accountable for every bit of thing we are saying today.
Sorry, Bishop, sorry to interrupt you. I'm sure that we'll have to do the counting. I'm interrupting you so that I can pose the question. Do you acknowledge that there is a presence of a cabal in this country which is holding it captive?
Yeah, what I say, same will, courage to do the right thing. When you get into a place of power and you have no preference, the competence, character is going to be the order of the day. Enjoy the rule of law. It doesn't matter whose hand is God. Once one is corrupt, is made to face. So the law shouldn't be two-sided. It should be what is meant for one should be meant for the other one. So the cabals have as much power as is given to them. But when you choose to say no, I am for the people and the masses, then they will follow suit over time.
Thank you very much for your response there. The next one, I'm looking at this one. It looks like questions are just copying in and covering the ones I had seen earlier. I'm going to take this one from Adekola Maria Oluwafuke, who has a question for the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. She says, governance is not a one-man affair. How are you going to ensure that you put machinery in place to deliver on these promises? And how do you plan to sustain the economy? I'm trying to find the question, but that's basically what. Anyway, let's just start from the fact that governance is not a one-man affair.
Of course, that is right. You start by building a team. It's about being able to have a team that is competent, has capacity to do the right thing. It's not one man affair, and I really tell with that. And I can say that I have shown in private sector where I've built and led a team at least that can capitalize the smallest bank into 25 billion bank in my firm. And I've built a government that at least has shown by the time we left office, you could see the result of that government in areas of HDI, education, health, and everything where we move from where we are to number one. And be able to sustain, if we talk about the issue of corruption now, I can say, I have been governor in Anambra State. I'm responsible for all the finances. Go there and show you where their money is.
I found the second part of the question now about when she talked about machinery. I also imagine that she might be talking about the National Assembly. That's one. And then she also asked, how do you plan to sustain our economy in view of all the debts already incurred?
I go to Anambra State without having one member of House of Assembly from my party. Once you are doing the right thing, everybody knows that in his constituency there's a problem. We're talking about Nigeria. You can do it without having members of your party. If you're doing the right thing, you can put it on paper. You talk about issue of debt. There's nothing wrong with borrowing. I've said it consistently. What is wrong is when you borrow for consumption. Every country of the world borrows money. America today, which is the biggest economy, owes almost 100% to its GDP. Some the same thing for the second biggest economy in China, third biggest economy, Japan, everybody's going. But what you use the money you borrowed for to do is what makes the difference. If I have time, I can show you two countries that borrowed at the same time with Nigeria. Today, they changed their economy, their per capita have increased. Nigeria went south because what we borrow, we don't know where it is. No problem.
Okay, let me ask this put this to Mr. Sowore of the African Action Congress. This is from Ajayi Christopher Oluwadamilare. Even though it's not addressed particular to you, he says, what is the sustainable plan for education in Nigeria? Education is meant to sustain Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Let me make a quick clarification. I heard some of our colleagues say that the distribution of Nigeria is very sacrosanct. I disagree with it because it's not part of the SDGs that Nigeria will be united. But we sustain Nigeria on the basis of justice. Nigeria can never be united and it can never continue to be united. Having said that, I want to mention that I'm a beneficiary of free education and it will be a crime in this country to continue to exist from those who benefited from free education, that the younger ones who are poorer than when they existed should pay through their noses to acquire education. The solution to sustainable education is three: investment, two, investment, and three, investment. Invest in education. Give our people great access to education. Give them quality education. And for those who have been in government and those who are still in government, stop this universal basic education. We don't need basic education to advance because the rest of the world is no longer using slaves and church to train their children. They are using computers. Let's invest in those kinds of quality education so that our children can compete with the rest of the children of people around the world in the nearest future. There is no basis for a country that cannot pay 1.3 trillion naira to ASI to buy vehicles for the Republic of Niger. And until we get it right, we can never change the mind and vote for those of us who have experienced greatness and who want to bring it to Nigeria. Thank you.
Let me just quickly add this question to it because it's closely related. It's from Happy and Felix Mayowa. It says, can any of the candidates make an open pledge for adequate funding of education? And to what percentage if elected? So,
spend at least 6% of Nigeria's budget in the direction of education. And I mean it because, as I said, I benefited from free education in all those states. Everybody from all those states here, yes, most of us benefited from free education. And we will be committing a crime against humanity.
Is part of the Nigeria.
My husband is on the very outspoken.
well, any of the other presidential candidates, when it's your turn to speak, can also make a pledge on education. But this one is from, I'm trying my best to mispronounce this name, Okowa Odiano's impression, and it's for Dr. Okowa. He says, what specific initiatives or incentives will your administration bring that will create the environment for the private sector to work? What do you think are the current policies affecting private sector contribution to the economy? And what do you think about the borrowing to finance budget and the huge size of our recurrent expenditure? What is your plan to cut costs?
Yes, thank you so much. Concerning the borrowings, I want to get from that bit. It's good to borrow, but you must borrow for the right reasons. But if you are borrowing as you are borrowing today, and you are borrowing to subsidize fuel, and we are spending trillions of naira on fuel subsidies, when you cannot grow the infrastructure that will enable the private sector to develop itself, and then you're crowding out the finances of the private sector because the borrowings are both external and internal. Internally, with the huge borrowing in this country, we are truly crowding out the private sector because the banks is meant to borrow to the government than the private sector. And that's not good enough. And when we do not encourage the private sector to get people all sectors of the economy, we are closing on the power sector. And the government is not able to ensure that that whole part is such that we are able to provide the right energy. It's not good for us. But if the government liberalizes the power sector such a thing that from generation to transmission to distribution, and there are no bottlenecks, we truly find that the private sector will be in a position within a short while to truly provide the energy that we require for industry to be able to grow in this nation. That is not the pathway at the moment, and that is the pathway we intend to go. And it is very important. And then we are not creating the environment in the private sector. We need to begin to create infrastructure development. But without infrastructure, it's a big problem. We need to have special economic zones.
Yes, where is space then comes.
Have shared facilities to be able to develop their industry. The high cost of energy and high cost of financing is not good for the industry, it's not good for the MSMEs, and it's really choking the private sector from developing. And only the private sector can truly engage the people and develop and employ the money. But that's how we're doing it. So if the government starts out the government job, and the government jobs are limited, because that's just continue to crowd the very high level expenditure on the part of government. Because there is no other source of generation of employment, and it is all good for me.
Well, thank you very much for clarifying Okowa. Let me quickly take this question from Okowa. He's asking a number of, he or she, very sensitive now, is asking a number of questions. I'm going to pose them to you, Professor Mayadi. He or she says, can each of the presidential aspirants tell us with a timeline what will be done differently to, one, adopt, achieve, and sustain improved, sustainable economic prosperity for Nigeria beyond your tenure? Let's start from there.
Thank you very much. One thing we must hold on to is that without a great writer and background, Sowore saying that my governor, Professor Sowore, will be the first economist to be the governor of a state. You don't have to be an economist as they're getting up here to do things right. Barack Obama was a lawyer. Biden is a lawyer. So, you see, what happens, and I keep saying this in governance, is that is the mindset of the man who has been entrusted with power. And president will get all the options on the table before nightfall. And then it becomes your mindset. What exactly what is your thinking about Nigeria, which will follow on my own part to remove my personal interest from the picture entirely? In other words, and I'll listen how to get it across. We are here with ICAN. The biggest thing with ICAN is not the arithmetic of the work. It's the probity. That is what is in your motto. The probity and the integrity of the work. Not the numbers, not what the numbers stand to. And so, for me, all the time, my interest and our pursuit is for the good of the people to make sure that I take actions which will render Nigeria in a better shape. I have spoken about Child Rights Act. For instance, you hear those things that don't sound saluting, but that was not the issue there. Children on the streets. And 11 states in the north have refused to domesticate them. Of course, I will find characters things. to make them do so. And you begin to work Nigeria from that point. So you on the other side. So these are the personal aspects that PeterObi stands for, and which I will strive to run on this campaign.
Okay, let me hope that this question doesn't disappear. Yes, please. I just saw it a moment ago. Yes, this one is from Oyeyemi Hezekiah. It says, Nigeria is one of the largest oil producing and exporting countries of the world, and only country among crude oil exporting countries importing refined oil products. This is visibly unsustainable. If elected into office, what are you going to do to bring about sustainable oil product availability in the country? And also, what are you going to do about fiscal discipline, evidenced by our budgeting system?
Crude oil products. If one do not invest in local production, yes, we know that the government not recently, for some time, had also added a licensing of modular refinery. All our refineries in Nigeria are not working optimally. We have the element petrochemical, we have the one refinery, and check they do not work. So if as a nation we want to stop importation of crude, then we must invest in ensuring that our local production is up to date. Then secondly, we talk about oil theft. As a nation, we must begin to look at our problem peculiarly and begin to solve them. Small-scale refinery in Nigeria. As a nation, there can be a plan. We can build a system around that and control it, monitor it, and it will be legitimate. We must ensure that we produce and refine our crude oil so that we can produce. Today we have diesel at 800. Do you know why? Because the first product from illegal refinery is blue gas. So once you fight those guys, I'm not in support of what they are doing, but you kill the economy. You know what? Because 80% of the diesel we consume in this country is produced from the crude. We must begin to look at a way of fighting corruption in a way that doesn't kill the economy. Let us invite these guys. They have a local technology. Let's improve on it, make the technology environmentally friendly. And let's look at how to give license in China. China is an industrialized world, not because they have massive industrial scale. They encourage small scale industrialization, small scale equipment. You go into a room in China, you see a family producing bottle. A family because there is an intentional procedure to support family units. What we must do is we need to look at our technology, begin to look at how we can solve our problem, looking at the peculiarity of our problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to take a short one about providing credit system. This is, it was specifically to Dr. Okowa about what your party is going to do to provide credible credit system to the private sector.
Okay, first is to ensure that our banking institutions are in such a way that, as consolidated as they are, that they are ready to lend to the real sector. But as I said, what we see in Nigeria today is that government is overborrowing internally in various ways. And because of that, funds are not even available for you to ensure that the private sector has access to this funds. And when they have access, because the funds are not easily available, they are lending to them at rates that are not sustainable, which is not good enough. So government must work this out on the way to in terms of fund generation, so that we do not overcrowd the banking system in this country and get ourselves to where we are. That is one. Then we must also work with private institutions with incentives to ensure that we're able to create an infrastructure development fund. And that is very key. But once we're able to get that done with tax incentives and other incentives, then they're able to create that institution and have that fund that people who are actually in very critical projects, either in energy or even in road construction and very major projects, can have access to such things. Then we must begin to work with the many people may not agree with it, but we must find ways to begin to work with even the workers. Because we have a huge pool of funds that we have in our pension funding. Because they do not trust the government, they will not want that lending to the real sector. But when you get them to work with the private sector, and they are not lending to government, but they are lending, and work in such a way that they are able to lend to the credible, organized private sector, then that private sector is able to develop the infrastructure. Because the government alone cannot develop the infrastructure, and as they develop the infrastructure, then you begin to net away from the tax that they will have paid over the years. It has to be a collective effort, and this is very key for us to be able to achieve that. But the totality of what we need to do within the government is such that there has to be a totality of reform in Africa. But as I said, you cannot be borrowing money and you're spending trillions of naira. Like next year, we're telling the market to spend 6.7 trillion for the purpose of subsidy. And we know that it is possible for us to encourage the private sector. Even the Dangote refinery is getting close to a final finish. Then he has bottlenecks that he has to go through. What is government doing? When we know that that refinery is able to get 650,000 barrels per day, whatever be the problem that Dangote is having, government will find a way of facilitating it so that we can have in-house, in-country production of oil, of the crude oil. And then thereafter, we begin to have all the savings. Because as long as we continue all the money coming from sale of crude oil, we are trying it back and borrowing more so if we get oil products, that's the refined products into Nigeria. That is not the path to go. We must find ways of working with the private sector, especially when there are critical sectors that are currently draining our economy, and ensure that we assist them and give them the labor to enable them to finish up what they have. That I visited the place. I know it's not true. It's about 80 to 5% complete. Just the 15 to 20% left. They are stuck. And government is not paying special attention to it. It is not right.
Well, thank you for that answer. I'm going to ask, this is from Luther Obi. I'm going to be posing it to all the candidates. He wants to know what is the stance on open grazing. Let me ask you, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party.
My stand on it is very simple. We have to look at what it is today.
Sorry, I did note that the vice presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party has to take his lead. Bishop Isaac Dagosa, thank you so much for being a part of the conference today. Thank you for presenting. I do not even want to quickly share with us what is already going. Thank you so much for inviting us here at the ICAN conference. Thank you. Okay, so we move on now.
So look at what it is today. And be able to ask yourself, are we getting the maximum production and effect on the open grazing that it is today? If not, you go into what is modern and become as we discuss this issue, even with all those who are involved in it and say, this is what we think we can do.
All right, so we have a group representing our candidates briefly. So we need the ICAN president, Mr. Alan Johnson, and the chairman of the board of past president, who also come up.
Distinguished.
Please hold on the several candidates coming up.
Let me talk to Peter.
Thanks for standing down quickly. Sorry about that interruption. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party was taking on the question, a very controversial one, which has caused quite a bit of conflict in our country today. And that's the question of open grazing.
Like I said before, it's an issue that needs a holistic attention, because today we have several states that have passed a law banning open grazing, and it's an issue that is very controversial. So it is something we need to sit down with all involved to be able to dialogue, discuss, and be able to come to a solution that is a win-win, especially one that we can help in increased production in that sector. That is what I'm going to do. I'm not just going to say but it's something we need to sit down all that is concerned, especially states, and discuss and agree on way forward.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm just posing one for you again quickly. This is from the past president, and the question is to you, Mr. PeterObi. It says, could you please give an insight as to how you would rule the country with very little, if any, support from the National Assembly, where your party seems to have no representation at all?
I've said it before that I believe in a state, there's nothing anybody who tells you that when it comes to development, they have to do according to facts. It's not telling the truth. Once people are sure you're doing the right thing, they will kick in and support you, even those who are not in your party. This is not development the only framework. So I do not see that the hindrance. People can tell you, oh, it's going to be a hindrance. Who doesn't want development in his constituency? If I decide today, Niger State, for example, 8 local governments is already in binding. If I decide today to invest in agriculture, to pull Niger State out of where they are today, they will not tell me because it's not my party. So that is something that is very, very visible at once.
Let me ask Mr. Sowore, this is for you, about what you're going to do about electricity. It's still a problem. It's closely related to the topic of sustainability or economic prosperity. We cannot run an economy on generators. What are you going to do about providing electricity?
Solutions. One is to make a very important point to everyone today here today, that Nigeria can never experience industrial revolution without electricity. Electricity, to my mind, is even more important than security at this point. Because if we get our electricity right, we will solve about 70% of our insecurity. Because with electricity gotten right 24 hours in a day, a lot of the people who are constituting bandits, criminals, and terrorists in this country will have a job to do. Having said that, I will immediately go into using energy mixing because we are on the cusp of renewable energy transition in the world. We cannot continue to rely both on dilapidated systems and dilapidated ideas in the electricity sector. That was what led the party of our candidate here to spend $16 billion generating darkness in Nigeria. We cannot continue that. We must use solar energy, wind, tidal energy to generate electricity for Nigeria. We must rebuild our transmission lines, take them away from where they used to be, and give us brand new transmission lines. But most importantly, we must break down the electrical distribution system not to be a national grid. We should have regional grids, we should have grids that serve estates, serve campuses, and ensure that we can retail electricity so that we can grow electricity on your roof and sell it or pull it together to power your own area without coming to Abuja to beg somebody at the National Assembly or the presidency to give you electricity. That is my favorite idea. I think because this is very, very important. I hear it all the time. How do we resolve the electricity problem without discussing fundamental solutions to generating electricity? Countries like Morocco, Tunisia, and Egypt, where Governor PeterObi attended his, you know what I'm talking about. They are all growing electricity. They are supplying Europe electricity. You know, I promise not to talk about other candidates.
Can I ask you a quick comment on what you intend to do about open grazing?
I completely will go for ranching. The reason I will go for ranching is that it's safe, it's secure, it's also a source of generating power.
The question is because we've seen just a moment, you've seen the attempt of the federal government to try and get states to yield land
there's a difference between grazing and trying to grab land. The federal government is interested in Ruga. They want to grab land. I'm not interested in that. What we're saying is that churches, look, the people that consume the most amount of beef in the country are in the southwest. Yoruba people, they eat any part of, there's no part of cow that they don't eat, nose, yam, everything. Why can't they do what Okowa did in 1956 when he had a grazing place in Ondo State, Akuna, where they were able to supply beef to the southwest? You don't need anybody to come from the jail to give you beef. But all of them are always paying, lip service to the governor of the Ekiti state flew cows to Ekiti by first class. One of them escaped at the airport. They didn't know how to catch it.